in this ethereal form just getting sucked into his gullet.
Welcome back, Michi.
I am so sorry. Our internet died all of a sudden. Oh God.
You're fine.
No, you're good.
Should I
You're fine.
Yeah, I'll just re-say what.
So
Yeah, we'll just re.
so
what happened?
yeah, just a quick little recap. Shadow has been marked by a third entity.
Not again.
He has a backwards ticking. Yeah, he has a backwards ticking clock on his forehead.
Gotta catch
Or
them
clock
all,
face on his
Pokemon.
Just remember, the more you're marked, the worse it gets for you.
I know. I'm not trying.
Okay. But he has regained consciousness and has been given information, as well as learned that he is marked a third time.
Great.
I think the fuck out of Michi's character as they just see me unhinge my jaw.
Oh yeah, he's also sucking a soul out of his amulet, and it's of this little deer, and it is actively trying to run back into the amulet as he just sucks it into his gullet.
I feel
I'm
like
just
yeah.
watching.
I feel like Water's
Oh,
character
right,
is
Yata.
staring at me.
I'm just watching.
You're the new guy. Heat Souls.
Ah!
As I unhinge my jaw back
Yeah,
in.
he my best buddy, Shadow Raven. He needs souls every now and then.
You know, with what we just witnessed, it does not faze me in the slightest. I'm not even gonna lie to you.
Oh my God. Does that mean
Crazy.
2 people in this party needs freaking souls?
No, he just
Why
needs to
do?
sell souls.
The water still doesn't
Yeah.
He just-
need souls.
He needs to
Yeah,
sell
he
souls.
doesn't-
I need souls to live.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm paying for power.
I'm paying in
okay.
a different way. It's not a fun way.
Oh, okay. I hope there are
Alright.
enough souls to go around then.
You've got a paid for subscription for life. I've got a paid for subscription for power.
I walk. As I'm Raven's gonna slowly stand up, and then look at Lucinda and just says, "I know you're worried." Opens arms like wing-like. Just come here. I'm basically telling
Listen.
Lucinda, "Come on, just hug me. I know you're scared or worried."
At this point, Lucinda's gonna kind of walk in, hug, and then collapse. Like,
Yep, that's fair.
First
Oh,
time.
I forgot how light you were.
I'm going to look over at Pest. You
Okay.
marked on the yeah, in character. You marked on the map where the junkyard was, right?
No, Pest just knows where it is.
Oh. Can you point me in the direction of it? I'm gonna start making my way there.
Probably Pest can go with you. Pest can teach you the path.
That would be appreciated.
Pest knows
I-
how to stay out of guard sight. Pest knows.
Yeah.
I
Thank
will
you,
be
Barrow.
back shortly. I am just simply going to scout for materials.
Take your time.
Oh,
I think I'm gonna be here with
hi, Luffy.
with Laura, Lucinda for a while.
Hey, Enfi.
Hey,
Pest has no plans. He could probably help you out.
So, if you remember, the junkyard is in between the commoners market and the slums. It's in that like northern part.
Yeah, right.
People,
Like north or northeast or yeah, right there.
Like,
Yeah. so people do live in the junkyard because there's like no other places to live. But for the most part, it is still a junkyard. You can just walk in and take shit, and as long as nobody is actively using it to lift or hold up their houses, they won't care.
Fair.
Yeah.
I
And
think-
honestly, if you can help them like have like a different house or move to a different spot, you could probably just take their house, and they probably wouldn't mind. Like that happens often.
Actually, what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to go to here.
Okay.
Because it's more of a covered area, so they're not, or people aren't really going to see the general eye isn't going to see exactly what I'm doing. And I'm going to cut a deal with whoever's in that area specifically to let me use the scrap to build what I'm building.
Well, with that going on, I'm also just gonna look at Lorelai and just open my other wing and say, I'm guessing you want a hug too.
Yeah. I don't know what we
Come
just
here.
went through right now. Okay, and
By the
then
way, as things are calming down, Shadow, you do notice something different than before. There is now a ticking sound in your head,
Oh no.
Jesus.
as if a clock is constantly ticking. Like it's as if you took like one of those old analog click 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 clocks. It just is in your head forever.
So I'm in inner monologue in my brain. So I got another one of you in my head.
So
Lovely.
what's the
What's the what?
what's the hour that's marked on him? You said it was a clock, right? It has a big hand and a small hand.
Uh-huh.
What's the hour? What's the time?
6:30. Let's go with that.
So they're both pointing down
Yeah.
and they're going backwards.
You know, normally a person would go insane from this, but this honestly is a lot better than Zeph being an asshole in my brain. Okay.
Pest will just be like,
Did you say that out loud?
No, no.
Oh, okay. That was just your inner monologue. Okay, cool. As you mentioned, as you like in your head go, well, this is so much better than Zeph being in my head. You hear a laugh from the
God
like a
damn
distant
it.
portion inside your mind of this laughter.
No,
And
wait,
then
no, wait, no,
you-
wait, no, wait, no, wait, no, wait, no, wait. Talion, Talion.
Mhm.
Can I do the evil laugh, please?
Sure.
Is it more maniacal or is it like menacing? I need to know that.
It is pure joy in the fact that what he's about to say is just gonna fuck up his day.
So, evil joy then?
Yeah, let's
Yeah.
go with that. Yeah, evil joy. Very good. That works.
This is gonna be fun for you, isn't it?
Oh, you have no idea, buddy. Honestly, I'm surprised you have a third mark, but this may be more interesting. Speaking of which, you, sir, have pissed me off.
Yeah, understandable.
While that's going on in his head, I walk over to Lorelai, tap her on the head, and just say, "You were very brave. I will be back," and I just head out.
everyone's just leaving me.
I'm still here,
Damn.
but I'm just in my.
It's two of us.
I'm just saying I'll be back.
Yeah.
I'm not actually.
Listen,
Genuinely.
Lucinda's gonna kinda... The same way she used... And Pest's head, she's gonna kinda hug Lorelai with at the same time. Like, you know.
Yeah.
Like, it's
So
the
y'all
same
are all
wing.
in a little bit of a group hug. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Well, she's a little kid. Well, not really a little kid, but she's a very young person who just went face to face with a demon, so she's not okay right now.
Hardly.
Aren't you?
Yeah.
First
A
time.
demon that's very much could just say the word die and you would.
I know damn well it knows power word kill.
Yeah, exactly. It literally could just be like die and you would fall over. No save, no nothing.
So,
I will
as
say
I'm.
this. This is weird. Why are there two people? Like, I'm going back from my brain, just realizing outside. This is a weird feeling. I look down and see them two, both of them hugging me. I'm like, why does this feel nice? What's going on?
Well, this is new.
This is a new feeling. It
Doing I
doesn't.
just kind of say in my head, so am I able to communicate with you, or are you just kind of there?
You hear no response.
Okay, duly noted.
Yeah,
Alright.
come on, let's go.
Bye, Envy.
See you,
So-
Inferno.
Oh, bye, Envy.
Bye.
Let's
So,
play again together
Yada,
soon.
you head off towards the Commoners Market. Pest, I believe you're showing the way.
Yeah.
Alrighty. So y'all make it out to the Commoners Market, where in fact, it's surprisingly lively. There's a lot of downtrodden commoners out here. As you pass by, uh, I'm guessing you're not going the right next to Nilvid's way. You're going up towards Hell House and then down, correct?
Yeah, no, I just had to move my character.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I'm sure, because
Essentially, we, or
I'm
essentially
zooming.
we cut northwest blacksmith, go up north across that bridge, and then come down.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, y'all head out to the Commoners Market. As you're heading down into the Commoners Market, you see that there are quite a few people just out here in like little, basically like tinfoil houses, where there's just like scrap sheet metal and bits of lumber that are kind of busted up and just kind of like haphazardly slammed together to make these makeshift thatch rickety ass houses. But everyone seems surprisingly like happy, not in the city happy, just like they're having a nice day. They're out, they're talking to each other. There's a couple guys like hauling these big pieces of wood that it looks like they went and got
They're
them
pretty much
from.
in the mindset of it could be worse.
Yeah.
Nope.
Now as you're walking, you can actually see from where, like from the river, past the intersection into the slums, where it is just much worse. Their
Mhm.
house can be worse off. Um, most of which are like that's where the sickly and the elderly go when it's like the commoners can't take care of them, send them out to the slums where they can die. And
Yeah.
that's kind of just what the slums is for. Now they do have these makeshift rickety houses that looks like the commoners like took
We're
materials
together.
out there and built for the slum section.
Yeah.
And the only actual like building out there is the Hell House, which, as you're looking at it, as you pass down from up here, as you
Yeah.
notice the Hell House. Um, One, you notice that it looks like it might have used to be like a toll house,
Mhm.
or like a toll road section
Yeah.
that just got like left and dilapidated, and then it was taken over and became the Hell House. But you make it to
Okay.
the Commoners Market. Notice that a lot of people are very kind. A lot of people wave at you as you pass by and are like, "Oh, good morning," "Oh, can we help you with anything?" And they're just being polite.
Yeah.
Um, and then you make it into the actual market, where there are, again, rickety, thrown together, like barely being held up with twine shacks, where people have the best they can do with like bits of rice and like some like home dried meats and some fruit that and vegetables that people grew in like home gardens and stuff. And then there's a significant portion of like mushrooms and moss and some other stuff that looks like it was harvested from the
Yeah.
forest. And so like they're doing what they can, but they actually have like a surprisingly good
They're
market going on,
thriving for what they
because
have.
exactly, yeah. And it looks like the commoners are actually doing really well for themselves. Some people are like carrying some chickens in, and like you notice there's a trade going on where he's like, "Oh, well, I'll give you this chicken, but I want," and then they're kind of like haggling
Yeah.
back and forth over like what's more valuable, a live chicken versus you know and trading. And it doesn't seem like anybody's using money at all. Like there's no gold passing hands. It's all just trade commerce.
Okay.
So what would you like to do?
All right. Since we are in basically the center of the market area for this, I want to find either the guy that seems like he's the most well off in the general area, because there's always that one shop that's more well off than most.
Yeah.
Or I want to find the guy who specializes in metal, because it can either be the same guy or it usually isn't.
Okay. In fact, there are two. There is one guy who looks very well off compared to the others, but not like inner city well off,
Like
but better
he
than everybody
knows
else.
where he's at and he knows what he's dealing with, so he's actually doing well for himself.
Yeah, and actually, he is the one with fruits and vegetables. So he's most likely the one at home who has like a plan to have a garden, and that's what he does. He does his gardening and then he trades it out because he looks like he's doing very well for himself.
Mm-hmm.
The other is a guy who is currently asleep, sitting like laying on top of like this like pile with a couple like flat sheets of sheet metal over the top that he's just laying on out cold. But he has a little sign propped up against the pile that says "Make best offer,"
Hmm.
and the spelling is horribly wrong.
Okay. I'm gonna go up to the very well off guy.
Okay. Yeah, you walk up. It's this regular human man, maybe about 32 years old. It has just a little bit of gray in his hair. Looks like some living out in the commoners. A bit stressful, but he looks pretty good for his age. And he's dressed probably the nicest clothes out here, but still commoner clothes. He looks a little worn down. You can see some dark circles under his eyes, like he's been doing this for a while, and he's tired. It might be bright early in the morning, but he still needs sleep.
Yeah.
Then you walk up, and he kind of looks up at you, and he perks up this big, almost cheesy smile, like it's just on the border of like genuine to
The man's
cheesy.
got the customer service face.
Yeah, but he actually looks, happy to see you at the
Genuinely
same
happy,
time.
yeah.
And he goes, "Oh, well, hi there." Oh, excuse me. I'm sorry. I didn't expect any inner city people out in the commoners district today. How can I help you?
Take a breath, you're fine. I need basically your help with something, and it's nothing bad. I need to get a hold of a rather copious amount of metal that I can form into steel.
Oh,
You haven't, even if you don't have it, would you know where I could get enough to do what I need to do?
well, that depends. Do you have the ability to like smelt it down and refine it and make it yourself?
I can. I have a roundabout way of doing it, but I can.
You can? Okay, well that'll save you some time and probably some, well, I guess you would have money. Um yeah, yeah, I know a guy. And you're just looking for bits of steel and what, like steel alloy that you can smelt down and try and refine into better steel?
Essentially, yes. I am attempting to build something, and it requires steel as its main.
Okay, yeah.
And
Yeah. And he kind of like pauses you, and he turns around and he whistles like that dad whistle, that real loud whistle. Yeah, but like that shrill,
10
super high
times
pitch.
louder.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And then all
I
of a
don't like that my head literally just like raised at that. That's not good.
and then all of a sudden these three young children run out. Um, one of which is a tabaxi, and the other two just look like human kids. And they run up, to the counter, and he's like, and they look like 11, 12 years old. Between them, and the guy looks down at him, and he's like, "All right, kids, you get to run the shop. You remember how I taught you? They all nod like very vigorously, like they're all like super excited, like, oh yeah, we can do this. Yeah. And he's like, all right, you're gonna man the
Dad, we
shop.
got this.
Exactly. He's like, you're gonna man the shop. The three of you together, okay? And he very, very points at like the kid that looks almost identical. And he goes, together, okay?
I don't want to work with. I want to work on my own.
All right.
Together.
I speak up and I say, before we go, I have something for them. And I walk over to the guy that was laying on the sheet metal and I offer him 2 gold for one of the sheet metal pieces.
Whoa. Okay, so you walk up. He's out cold.
Yeah.
Like he is asleep.
I tap on the sheet metal.
And he kind of like jolts awake, and he's like, "Best offer." And he's
2
like,
gold for one.
only his right eye is open.
2 gold for one piece of sheet metal.
Two gold. And he very quickly like tries to like jump up. Doesn't remember that he's on a pile of metal that has no like
Oh no.
structural integrity. So the sheet metal,
Relax.
so the sheet metal just kind of like slides out from under, clang, pong, 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 as he
Oh,
rolls
shit.
off the pile, and then he just like jumps to his feet. He's like, "Not the first." What did you say? 2
Yep.
gold would get you this pile and every pile I've ever seen.
Honestly, for right now, this is just a gesture of kindness. Here you go. And I hand him the gold.
But
I just need the sheet metal because I'm about to do something very nice.
just the one?
Actually, could I have 3?
You can have the whole damn pile.
I just want 3.
Are
I
you
think-
sure?
I take the lengths of sheet metal and I basically mold each one of them into a clockwork toy to give to the kids. To give to the kids.
Yeah.
Aww.
that's fine, Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, that's fine.
The merchant's still so fucking perplexed.
Yeah, dude, he's sitting over there staring into his hand at the 2 gold pieces sitting there. Just like, this is more money than I've ever seen.
I just look over at to get yourself a good meal. And then share what's left with other people to get them a good meal.
Okay. And he takes
Fucking-
off. Like he doesn't
fucking
give a shit about his
perplexed.
pile. He all of a sudden he just kind of like looks up, says okay, and then takes off sprinting.
Books
I mean,
it.
he is full sprinting towards the city.
I just made that man's day and hopefully the kids.
Mhm.
Alright.
Yes,
I
kids
look
are
back at the-
ecstatic.
I tell them you have to keep watching the shop, but once you're done watching the shop and your dad gets back, you guys can go play, okay?
All 3 of them kind of like stand at attention and salute you. Yes, sir.
I look back at the merchant. Alright, please show me where we're going.
The merchant looks like teary-eyed and befuddled and like does not understand why any of what just happened. But he's
What
like,
goes with it?
yeah. Yeah, sure. Yeah, I know a guy. Come on.
While we're walking, I express to him the reason, or I do have a simple request once you not mention my existence.
I don't even know your name.
Either way.
No, I know. Yeah, like I don't even know your name. So, And so he starts leading you, like northeast, back up, kind of the direction you came, just through the inner parts.
Yeah.
Now we're gonna cut back to the other side of the city. What are you 3 doing? Lucinda,
real quick.
Lorelei, and Shadow.
I'm still with Laurel. I'm still with Lucinda and Shadow.
I'm pretty sure they're all still hugging me, and I'm still fucking confused of how am I supposed to react.
This is a very long hug.
I know, and
Lucinda
Callie
at
knows
this
I'm
point-
perplexed.
Lucinda at this point has kind of, gotten up, gather her thoughts. Is the mark is the circle in the floor like is that gone?
It's like it was
Okay,
never there to begin with.
So, okay. Why?
I'm guessing you have questions of why they showed up.
No, I know you have connections to demons. I know they're probably all watching us like we're on some, I don't know, jousting tournament show or something. I'm well aware of that.
You know what? I
What?
never really took it that way, but you're probably not wrong. All right.
What I want to know. I thought, or maybe this is the wrong assumption, so I apologize, but I thought demons could only appear on like ley lines or whatever. Checking to see if this area is ley line related, because that would mean an archdemon would have an easier time sort of piercing through the veil. At least that's what I remember my family teaching me before she trails off and kind of walks towards where the circle was. Can I roll for like any insight into lights or like magical deposits or anything that would make it easier for this archdemon to appear, or was it just Shadow's deal and that's all there was to it?
Okay. Roll either Arcana or History, whichever's higher for you.
That would be Arcana. 16.
Oh, okay. As you're looking at it and as you're thinking about it, you actually recall some of those teachings. Not very well, but you do remember a specific sentence that pertains to the magical phenomenon that's happening as you're doing the calculations in your head, and you remember that in your teachings, yes, ley lines are very useful for demons, and usually make it significantly easier for regular demons to cross over in anything of the lower tiers. And then you remember a sentence, one that actually your mother said to you once, from way, way back. Archdemons don't follow rules.
They make the rules.
Well, they don't exactly make rules, but they sure as hell don't follow them either.
No, but like what I'm wondering is if we are on like a ley line laden patch, if there are going to be more, maybe not archdemons, but like other potential visitors we could get. That's the information we're trying to find out right now.
No, there are no ley lines of any kind that you can suss out.
Okay. So we are indeed in a dull zone. Alright.
I wouldn't
So-
I'd say pretty yes, but I'm also always still here, and at this point I'm pretty sure I'm a demon myself. I say as I stand up and I look at Lorelei, are you okay? As I can still feel them just like clutching onto me.
I
By
think
the way,
so.
in the back of your mind, when you said, I'm pretty sure I'm a demon myself, you heard Zephyr go, you wish.
Yep, he's still there. Alright.
I think
Oh, yeah, he's still there. Go ahead.
Oh, I was just she was just gonna say, I think I'm okay. But why me? Why does he want to marry me?
Because, my friend, you're innocent. And then innocence in this type of world is very slim to none.
And demons love to corrupt. Quite simply put, I have religion as well. You do not. That also opens you up to people wanting to make deals with you, for lack of a better term.
Demons love fucking deals. I swear it's like a joke to them.
You making
Wait,
deals? What do you mean?
Shadow, are you
Well,
saying they like making deals, or they like never mind?
They like fucking deals.
Mostly. Yeah,
Where you-
some demons do get a kick of fucking up other deals that other demons make.
Talking like the deals Succubi make.
Oh,
Yeah,
the succubi.
it
Yeah,
depends on
thankfully,
how you
out of all the
emphasize the
demons,
word
those
fucking.
true. Out of all the demons, those are the ones I don't really mess with, and I try not to. I already technically have one. She scares me.
So, are y'all planning to do anything today?
Uh,
What do you want to do?
Oh, check.
Lucinda. So, since I opened up the conversation on ley lines, is there a chance I could go look for one real quick, just see how close it is in proximity to the safe house? Is that a thing I can do?
Like, you want to look for a ley line in the city?
Yeah, I want to see if there's one in the city, because that, or is that something that is not?
I don't know why, but I
Um,
am guessing there's going to be a circle directly in the center of the city, branching out lines.
That's what I'm trying to check. Yeah.
You know what? Go ahead and roll Arcana, and then, depending on your roll, I'll tell you at some point if or when you find one.
I feel like there's one right here.
17.
17?
17.
Okay. Okay. So yeah, you can head out and start searching.
All right, so I'm gonna look at Raven and Lorelei. I'll be back in a couple hours. I'm just doing a quick flyover. If I'm not back
We'll
in,
do your team.
if I'm not back in a couple hours though, please come look for me.
I
She's
I
gonna
got you lost.
kind of clip the clip back in her feathers. She's still pissed at the Alvin guard, but she understands it's kind of his job, so she's not as angry. She's so interested from the last time they talked. So
Yeah.
like,
Well, and if you remember, he wasn't hitting on.
yeah, no, I know. She was more pissed off that he would take the position, but maybe she's thinking
Oh.
he didn't have a chance to say no. So
Right. Well, yeah, to be fair, he's a city guard then and they were conscripted by Nilvid. And so they just gathered some guards and sent them over there as like a job duty. So he had no choice in the matter.
yep, that's why she puts it back in her feathers.
Yeah.
And with
Alright.
that, she kind of takes flight out of the window behind the safe house.
Okay.
So she
Okay.
is out of sight
So
of guards.
Lucinda takes flight to do a once over around the city. What about you two? Shadow, Lorelai, you want to do anything?
There's wooded patches near us, correct?
Yeah, but you'd have to leave the city. But there's a gate close by to the safe house, so yeah, you'd be able to go outside into the woods.
Yeah, I'm gonna go for some implies. I look at Lorelai. You better if you came with me so you're not alone.
no,
If you
no,
wouldn't mind, I need to go search for some.
oh, no, it's okay. I can't stay scared forever. I want to be helpful too. I'm gonna go to the market and see what I can find out there.
Oh dear.
Everybody is doing their own thing, and I don't want to stay here and do nothing.
Well,
Oh no.
Michi,
Michi?
you still with us?
Yeah.
Hey.
Is
welcome
my
back.
is my
Go.
internet doing it again?
Just a little.
You were
Okay.
cutting in and out. You were cutting in and out.
Oh,
Yep. I think we. So as I was asking, do you want to come with me to look for supplies?
no, it's okay.
Oh.
Everyone is doing their own thing. I wanna do something useful.
Understandable.
That would be.
I'm gonna see what I can find out from the market. There's one near here, right?
There is. There is the Royal Market, and then there is also a like a regular city market over by where the best blacksmith is. Like that upper section is all like city market.
Oh, okay. I'll start with the city market. I'll see what I can find there. I want to be useful. Everyone is doing their own thing. I don't want to stay inside.
Understandable. Also, with the woods, would I roll investigation or nature to see what I'd find better?
That's a good question. What are you looking for?
More just like herbs and stuff like that, or like mushrooms.
That would be nature. You'd be rolling nature for that.
Okay, would I roll it with advantage since I have proficiency in it?
No. You would just be rolling
Okay.
flat.
Okay. 14.
Okay. There we go. Fucking, it's legible. All right. So let's go back to the other two for now, out in the commoners market.
Okay.
Okay.
So, as you guys are being led back up into like this just like yard of junk and different things, he leads you up to this like ratty old house, and he kind of just walks up to the house and just like kicks the fucking, and he kicks it pretty hard. Like he just walks up and goes whang, and he's like, "Hey!" From the inside, you hear this like grumbling, and then this like clattering of metal, just like as if it was fucking raining metal inside. It just as are falling and clanging, and from it comes a little goblin man with an interesting ensemble of like mismatched pieces of different like suits and this ratty little top hat with the top like cut open, and kind of like hanging off to one side, kind of like Mad Hatter style
Yeah.
top hat, and he kind of crawls his way out. He's like, "What do you want?" And the man kind of gestures to you, and he's like, "This is him."
Hello. I am looking for a rather large amount of steel that I can refine into something that I need to build.
Oh, of course. Everybody's looking for something. Nobody just comes to say hi anymore. And he like does over at the guy who led you up here. Not even a hello. Just kick my wall and give me this thing. Why do you want it?
I'm using it to better off this town. That's the best way I can describe it. I am
kinda
willing
narrow-
to pay. I am
He
willing
kind
to
of narrows
pay.
his eyes at you.
I am willing to pay. And it will be beneficial to both our parties.
Beneficial how?
Well, I can either teach you what to do with the remainder of the material that I don't use, if you need help with those things. Or, alternatively, I can give you something shiny and holds out a couple pieces of gold.
His eyes kind of get visibly wider. His pupils dilate a bit. Well,
It is really your choice.
and he kind of starts like licking his lips. I could help you. How many shiny bits will you give me?
Depends on how much there is.
Oh, well, that depends on how much you've got. I'm a salesman, sir. Hey, as he's talking, he reaches into his little bag and pulls a incredibly long, compared to him, staff out of it, and then he kind of like sets it on the ground and then climbs up it and sits on top of this staff while he's balancing it, and he is now at eye level with you. And he's like, "So, if we're gonna make a sale, let's do a good one. How much are you willing to pay, and how much are you looking for? I can get my grubby little mitts on anything." And he lifts up his hands, and grubby is an understatement. His hands are like gross and gnarled. His fingers are too long for his. Is they're covered in something, and you really hope it's dirt.
I need, to be completely accurate, roughly about 550 pounds of steel.
Oh, well, that's a lot of steel. Hmm. A lot of steel. Lots and lots of steel. Does it have to
Before
be
we,
steel?
steel or steel alloy will be acceptable.
Hmm.
Reason being is because, actually, allow me to just show you a little bit of what I'm capable of. I take a little piece of scrap that's on the ground next to me and I turn it into a clockwork box that moves by itself. I plan to bring it to life. Just like this box. You can keep this if you would like it. It makes no difference to me. To him.
He very quickly snatches it out of your hand and starts like twisting it and turning it over in his hands, like at it. Well, well. Now this is useful.
That is not going to be the shape of it. That is just a similar concept. If you would like, or if you would be willing, I can work on it and manufacture it. And you can see for yourself. I actually would like a place that I can hold out on while I'm building it. And of course, I will pay for lodging and the material itself. The only thing I ask is silence on my existence in this area.
Oh, well, that'll be a little difficult with the way that you're dressed if you're out here walking around. I'm sure a lot of people have seen you already.
I pull out a cloak and put it on.
Oh, that's enough. A cloaked figure walking around here is still going to be noticed. We're a pretty tight-knit group. Arnie again looks over at the guy who brought you here.
Hey, man, you get to visit your
Never
grandma
get
real quick.
invited to the barbecues. Anyways, how about this? And he like crawls like head down, down his staff, and like gets back on the ground, picks his staff up, just shoves it back into his little magical bag, and he looks to his left and right. And, you know, there are some people around, but they're not really paying attention. They're off, like, you know, one of them's like tending to her flowers in her little garden and some stuff like that. And he goes, "Come with me," and he grabs like the like side of his building, kind of where it what's his name kicked, and he just kind of pulls really hard, and it just starts. There was like a corner of the building. There's now an opening big enough for the two of you to walk through. Okay, Pest, are you following? Okay. As you start in, the guy who brought you over here is like, "Well, thank you, and be safe."
Before he goes, I toss him 3 gold too.
Just starts crying, just like full on, like ugly crying.
What,
Like
are you
he
gonna
just-
give them heart attacks? You're gonna give someone a heart attack.
I am buying
Dude,
my
for real.
favor in the area and I'm fine with it. It's gonna work.
I know you are.
I mean,
I
So as you walk through this little like corner section, you are brought into a hut that is far bigger on the inside than it is on the outside. Not only is it bigger on the inside, it is immensely bigger on the inside.
I see you're a magic user as well.
What? Oh no! I'm a salesman. And then he kind of like pulls the wall back into place, and then all of a sudden it's just not a wall anymore. There's space, and in this open space there is pretty much any form of metal that you could think of. There are sheets and ingots and raw ores of every kind, copper and iron and steel and platinum, and pretty much anything you could think of is within seeable distance and then some, and it is as though it were an infinite room of infinite metal.
I see. All right. I'll bite. What's your price for the 550 metal?
Well, that depends. Are you gonna make me get it for you?
Provided I'm allowed to lodge here, I will just take what I need. And if it ends up not being the 550 pounds I need, so be it.
Well, let's go ask the owner first. Follow me, and
Understood.
don't touch anything. No, seriously, anything. And he kind of like leans back and looks at the cat.
His paw's already on top of something.
Yeah, yeah. He's just like looking at you like, don't do that.
Just don't.
All
right, this way. And yeah, he starts walking down this little path. The path is actually a little difficult to walk down because it's about the size of a goblin path.
So it's only a little bit shorter than me, so I just kneel down a little bit.
Oh no! It's not like a cave. It's like a path on the ground. You're in an open field of like mineral deposits.
So it's a thin path. Okay.
Yeah, it's just thin, and there's metal or ores or all kinds of like deposits just all over the place, and there's a little path like winding through it. In fact, you have a sky above you, like just a full-on sky. And off in the distance, you can see what looks like a rather simple workshop. Like off in the distance, start like heading towards it. You realize the simplicity is because of how large it is, and the fact that you were quite far away from it. And every step closer you get, the bigger the building looks. To the point that you walk up to it, and it's equivalent to like an Amazon building. Like it's just fucking huge and square, and like there's shit going on inside. It's got like a numerous amount of chimneys on top of it, just puffing smoke out. And as you were approaching it, it just gets a bit hotter and a bit hotter until you get like right up to it, and it's pretty hot.
Interesting.
And the goblin walks up, and he reaches for the door handle and just can't fucking reach it. He's like, I hate talking to the boss. Can you get the door?
I walk up and I just open the door for
Thank
him.
you. And he just kind of like walks in the door. As you open the door, there's this wave of heat. Heat that you're at of forges, and not just one, but many forges. Yeah, go ahead and roll me an Arcana check. Pest, if you would like to, you may do so as well.
Arcana.
If you'd like.
11. Surprisingly low, actually.
You said 11 and what? And 6? Okay then. I'm
not Arcana guy.
So you have no idea what they're making, Pest. Yada, you have an idea. Like there are bits and pieces as you're walking, like, well, that looks kind of familiar, and well, that piece looks familiar, but you don't see how they connect. Like you don't see how these different bits and bobs would be put together to be something of use or interest. It's like something in your mind is like, just there's something missing, like something that brings all of this together. But you have an idea, like whatever they're making is dangerous.
Is it a specific item? Like,
You're
is
not
it
sure.
just one very big item? I mean,
No, no. It looks like they have like a manufacturing line where they're making a multitude of these.
okay.
Yeah. And so as you're walking down like this assembly line of stuff, and you're like trying to pick out like what do all these pieces build into, there's this stairway up to a big glass like overseer room where inside you see some movement, and the goblin just starts waddling up the stairs, and he stops about halfway up, and he turns around, and he's like, "Oh right, well, if we're gonna be doing business," and he reaches his hand out to you. "I'm Gilbo."
Aggies.
You Gobo. You can call me Yata.
Yata, interesting name. Eh,
He's already touching something. He pulls his hand back. Pest is pest.
yes, you are. And then just starts walking back up the stairs.
He's gonna swipe a piece of metal.
What did you just say?
I just look over at him. If you take anything from here and ruin my deal, what I make is going to eat you.
I'll put the piece of metal back.
Okay. Then I'm not gonna make you roll for what I was about to make you roll for. So you head up the stairs to this glass like office, and Gilbo just walks up to the door and kind of like shoulders into it and just starts pushing it open, and it looks like it has way more heft than the other doors, and he just kind of and it swings wide into this lavishly furnished, rather beautiful and decadent office with like furniture and a nice coffee table with like different array of drinks and beverages. It looks like there's some kind of magic, like casting like a bit of snowfall over the drinks so they stay cold. Like it is very lavish. There's a crystal chandelier hanging in the center, and on the other side
Without even thinking
is
about it, I just spout off. Well, I can clearly see why you're here.
uh, and on the other side of the room, a head pops up, a horned head, as he turns around and looks at you. Red skinned, rather large horns, and he kind of steps around his desk. "Well then, I didn't know we had guests. Hello, hello, welcome. Um, can I help you? We don't normally get guests in the head office."
I was looking to make a deal that, or basically make a transaction in a sense. I lodging and the materials needed, provided you allow me to stay here and work on what I'm working on.
Interesting. And what, pray tell, would you be working on?
Well, it's very clear, considering what is surrounding me, that you can already tell what I am. I plan on making a mechanism capable of helping me. I will be bringing it to life. Very much similar to the cube that is in your little worker's hand over there.
And he kind of opens his hand out, and Gilbo like full sprints across the room because it takes him a second. And he like full sprints across the room and then hands him the cube. And Gilbo's standing next to him like, And he's just kind of panting there. And he like picks up the cube and he kind of rolls it in his hand and he's like,
It will not look like that. Yes, it will actually, to be completely honest with you, it will resemble air.
interesting.
You are more than welcome to watch as I create my newest contraption. I just simply ask for the lodging, the materials, and the silence that I was never here once everything is said and done. And I am willing to pay accordingly.
Interesting. Please, have a seat. And he kind of gestures to one of the really nice, like, velvet leather couches.
I take a seat, gently brushing myself off of any dirt before I sit down because I don't want to ruin his couch.
Pest, are you taking a seat?
I just plop down next to him.
Got it.
I jump from behind the couch to the front.
So this man like stands up to his full height. He is about 7 feet, with an extra like half a foot in horns. And he walks over and he sits down on the couch across from you.
Yeah.
This is very obviously a tiefling. And he says, "Well, how much are you willing to pay for the steel you need? And how much steel do you need exactly?" And Gilbo kind of walks over and he's like, "Oh, well, sir, I have the information on that." He's like, he kind of like turns to him and they have like a little conversation. And he's like, "Okay, well, we can definitely give you that metal. We have more than a surplus of steel. Um, what would you say to 2,000 gold?"
Unfortunately, I do not have the funds on me for that, but at the same time, I do have a. If you would allow me to explain what my intention is with this creature, maybe we could come to some sort of agreement and deal.
Maybe. Explain.
Well, and I will be completely and brutally honest with you because, quite frankly, even if you were to tell somebody, it's not going to stop my plan. I fully intend on destroying that slave emporium right across the river. I completely intend.
Really?
I completely intend on removing the slaves beforehand and setting them free, but in the process, I fully intend on getting rid of them as a whole. Right
And-
here saved me from them because I was once one of their captives.
And what do you plan on doing with the slaves when you're done?
Setting them free, giving them, or hopefully setting them up with stable places to live if I can, but if not, I will at least make sure that they have means of work so that way they can find their own homes.
Well, then I think we might have a better deal on hand than previous. How about this? I need and no, I'm not going to hire them on as slaves. I will pay them a proper wage and to stay in on our property. I'll give them free reign to do their work and then whatever they wish afterwards. About as fair as it'll get. It'll be, well, as if they had a job anywhere else. In return, you send them all to me, and I will lower the price of the steel that you need.
Okay. By how much, though?
How many slaves do you think you can bring me? Well, they won't be slaves. Maybe that was a harsh way of
How many
saying.
captives?
Yes, let's go with that. Well, no, because they are currently slaves, but
You can
you
just say
will free
people.
them. And
They are people. You can just say people.
are they people?
I
They
I
are
look
people.
over at Pet. how many would I know you guys did some research? How many captive slaves, whatever we would like to call them at this point, did they come up with?
In
I
the
remember how
one
many cells
hallway
was
you were in?
uh,
Yeah, about 150.
There was 150 cells in one hallway. I don't know if they're all full now, because someone, Fred, let them out and he caused a riot. Crazy man.
Yeah, Fred did that. Mhm.
Yeah, and some of
Mm-hmm.
them might have been killed. But yeah, I'm over 150, so depending on it's 150 per hall times X halls. Eh, at least
So
3.
we're looking at the range of about 450 people,
Maybe 4.
excluding any possible casualties and or people who have been lost already.
Alrighty. Well then, how about this? For every person that you can bring me, I'll take off 2 gold from the price of the iron or the steel. Sorry, and maximum of 50% of the original value.
1,000.
So
500
essentially,
people. 500 people.
I bring you 500 people, and I have to pay 1,000 gold.
Correct. Now, even if you bring me them and they do not wish to work for me, I will still count you bringing them to me as part of the deal. So even if they refuse to work, they're free to go. Not going to hold them captive or anything. And I will still count that towards you. Seems fair, right?
Okay. Seems completely fair. I will definitely still have to come up with a means of the funds, but
Well, you have time, darling.
How much gold you got, Delta?
1,032.
Wait, so you do have that 1,000. Okay.
Item.
Well then, since you need the beast to free them, how about you pay me the 1,000 up front, and then, if you meet quota, I will ask no more. And if not, you will pay the difference.
That is a fair deal. Although, I will raise you another standard. You have workers here already, yes?
Uh, a few, but yes.
How proficient are they?
Enough that nothing breaks currently.
If you would be willing to, say, cut the original price or the current price in half from 1,000 to 500, I will teach your workers how to become more proficient with smithing.
Mm. Although
Usually doesn't come cheap.
I would like to take that deal, but our workers aren't very learned folk.
That does not make a difference.
Mm, I don't think you understand. They can't learn.
It's
What do
your
you mean?
drug. It's your drug.
They're they are autonomous at best.
Were you ta- were you having them take of the were you having them take the drug that was being mass produced?
Drug?
I do not hold any issue with you having it whatsoever. I am just curious.
Drug? What drug?
Never mind. Back off.
No,
Oh, no, no,
they're
no.
they're automatons.
Oh, okay. I was
Oh.
thinking they were human. My
It may-
apologies.
No.
The drug that is mass produced by the slave emporium owner was a drug that essentially made people brainwashed. They were always happy, but they were always limited on what they were capable of doing.
Oh no. We just we only have a few automatons as of right now. The rest drafted, I guess you could say.
what if I made cores for them to make them work better?
Now we're talking.
I would be happy to do that before I even make the beast, purely because it will take me roughly about half the time.
All right, there we go. Had to do some mod things.
You're fine.
You're good.
Hee
Fine. If you can bring me these cores, and if they can increase productivity, for every percentage of productivity increased based over a week, like a week's time,